Welcome to Hope and Anchor. And for us as a family, it's a very important day. We don't take it lightly that a day like today we celebrate what we celebrate. So many around are thinking about maybe chocolate, maybe what they get to do in their weekend. But as a church, it's not that we're not happy. It's just that we just cannot escape the thought that a day like today, it means so much. A day like today, everything happened. And when I say everything happened, it happened. But the biggest question today is, how? How? How do we actually reconcile with the idea? How do we marry into the concept that how is this actually a Good Friday? We call it Good Friday out of our culture understanding. We may have not given it a thought in the rest of the year. We enjoy the weekend, but we don't understand how the week we're made strong. How is it that this is actually a Good Friday? And how do we walk on a day like today? How do we stand? How do we stand firm on a day like today? Today we put ourselves in the shoes of people that walk with Jesus. When we lose someone, and today we commemorate the day that Jesus was actually crucified for us, and we know this. It's just general knowledge. And we love it. We understand it. Everything in us understands that we didn't deserve this. But maybe we have not taken the time. Maybe no one led us. Maybe we never thought of. How did it feel in the shoes of the people that were ashamed, that were losing something, that lost their hope? The story was never started on a losing end. The story was different. It started different. When you go into the beginning, it started very different. It started with some shepherds. Shepherds that were actually wandering in the fields. They were looking out for the everything and for the nothing. And that might be you and me today. Maybe we don't know what we're looking for, but we're looking for the everything. And we're looking for the nothing. And as they were there, in Luke 2, we can find it in the Bible. These shepherds receive a visitation from God, from the angels, from the entourage. What we're announcing was different. They're saying good news to you. And they were afraid. They were taken back. They didn't know how to react to the situation. They had fear. But peace was coming. The Prince's peace is actually coming. He's on the way. That's how we know it today. And it's easy for us to understand the concept today because we know what has happened. But if we put ourselves in those shoes, if we just think about this, how do we walk today on the shoes of these shepherds? How would we? Do we know? Do we understand? They said that the angel said to them, great joy to you on earth. And maybe today we don't know. How is it that we should react even when we have joy? How is it that we react when we feel that feeling that creates in us so much? Great joy, good news, great joy to you in earth as it is in heaven. But today we celebrate the man of many sorrows. As Isaiah 53 would say. Isaiah 53 would say that he was acquainted with pain and experiencing sorrow. Today we celebrate when Jesus was nailed to the cross. But who was there? Who was there that we know that was there? Maybe it was the leper that we talk about in Matthew 8. Maybe he was actually thinking about that epic figure of Jesus coming in, being his hope, giving him dignity, giving him family back, giving him a new beginning. He had lost everything because of the disease that was eating up on him. The things, the shame, the situations that eat on us. Sometimes they just take this out. And Jesus just came so naturally. He was not too high as God to go so low for us. He touched the leper, he healed him. And now the leper was looking at the cross, and I tried to put myself on these shoes because I'm looking at the guy that gave me my dignity, that gave me my family, giving away his family. And I think, how does this happen? A man like that I believe, that I saw, I experienced it, giving it away. Maybe we can go and think about this and maybe say, hey, I bet I can go and touch him in the cross. When I was a leper and I was in shame, he came and touched me. I bet I can go near and touch him. If only I can go through the guards. And we also can put ourselves in the shoes of that woman in John 8. That woman that was found doing what she would be ashamed of. But her desires and the cravings of the moment drove her to, and she had no excuses. Some of us will actually put so much excuses on the way of being healed by God. I can hear her almost saying, hey, that one, the one that I saw, that lifted me up, that picked me up, that one that delivered me, that one that took me from my shame, from the end. I remember the sound of people picking stones. That woman in John 8. Those shoes are difficult to carry. Those memories are difficult for us to understand that this is not the story of only another random woman, a woman that was forgiven, that could smell the end. There's a different smell when we're near to the end, when we are in the presence of trouble. I wonder, how did it feel? How was it that it feel that she was not condemned by that man? And maybe she was standing, and I'm trying to put myself, and God invites us to put ourselves in front of this, in this moment. We're standing in front of the cross. There's a body that is bleeding, and maybe he's just having some last thoughts, and he's breathing for the last times. But he's the man that took the shame and the condemnation, the man that led us, the man that led this woman is about to die. How does it feel? How does it feel to be in the shoes of a groom that had worked as hard as he could? Actually, he had worked as hard as he could. You could visit that in John 2, to provide for a festivity, a celebration that was culturally imposed on him. And he needed to provide, to look good, to think that he is enough. And in the midst of what should be the brightest day, a day of celebration, he didn't have what it took. Today we celebrate the life of a man that stood on a moment like this. And he looked at a groom. He looked at the life that had given everything they could, but they were not enough. I can feel the thoughts of Jesus thinking, this will be counted unto you as a shame. Everyone will know you. They will remember you as you are not enough. And this man is there standing maybe in front of the cross that we celebrate today, thinking, this is the man that provided for me. I had nothing. I was not enough. I was not able. And I believe I would take it a bit deeper. I was thirsty in my own wedding. In my brightest day, I was thirsty. And this man that I see in this cross showed up. And he gave me something to drink. This man gave everyone around me something to drink. But this man up there in this cross is thirsty. myself on these shoes, and I invite you to be in the shoes of a blind man. A blind man that he was born like this. You can find it up in Mark 8, verse 22 if you want to go exact into it, because I know that today, like today, we love to throw verses at each other, but we maybe never put ourselves in the shoes of the people that were looking at the cross. This blind man was looking at the cross, and he was probably thinking, this is the one that opened my eyes. This is the one that opened my eyes. And he's about to close it for the last time. I can put myself in the shoes of this man and start thinking, I need to see every blink. Because if this is the only thing I see, if it was for this that I actually recover my vision, that this man took me away from my surroundings, he gave it back to me. And he gave me what no one could give, what science couldn't, what my friends couldn't, what my family couldn't. I cannot miss the perception of his eyes. I wonder if this is the last blink. I want to put myself in those shoes. Because the one that took me, he took me out of my context. Cannot escape this cross. And they say that if he doesn't, he's not my God. But I know, I just know that he healed me. I just know. Maybe I put myself in the shoes of Luther. Maybe because this didn't finish like this, I got to see how this finished. This didn't finish in the cross. This has been going on for ages, and it will continue to go. If I'm Luther and I'm in Germany, my 95 theses, my project, my life, my passion, what I've been criticized for, what I have received so much rejection for, is just a symbol of the life of this man in this cross. Because it didn't stay in the Bible, and he has gone through life and history. He had not stayed there. He has gone. The cross is so alive. But the same fragility of that body in the cross is the same fragility of these papers that were stabbed into the doors of the church, the poles of the church. They meant redemption. They meant freedom. They meant Jesus. Today we celebrate that. The same wood, the same resource that created that door that we remember, that we have made so epic, that we have remembered, that we have talked so much about, is the same substance that created for us a reformation that will never be stopped. The freedom that could never be outlasted. That's our Jesus. Maybe we can go into prison. We can go with Mandela, with Nelson Mandela in 1962. We could go and say, hey, this was not fair. I have lost my life. I have lost my youth. They have tried me wrong. We can stay on the beatings and the abuse and the situations that we see around this. We could sharpen that pencil and write so much. But Mandela, he knew he was not alone. Mandela had someone that sat with him in his cell. Today, as we celebrate, I want to see this through the eyes of so many. We mentioned the eyes that were the shepherds and they had fear. We mentioned the eyes of people that actually saw how he healed them and how their hopes and how he restored them. We can see them through the eyes of an adulterous woman that I hate to say like that, because Jesus will never, coming out of that cross, would say like this. I would say a woman that didn't know how much she was worth. because that's how Jesus did it. We could also see it through the eyes of this blind man or the groom, and we choose to do so, and we choose to see it through Luther and Mandela. But I also choose to see it from your point of view. What is our story? It's a story of shame. Maybe we're hiding and we're in that corner in life and we don't know what we got. And today, we're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be happy, isn't it? And religion demands for us to be happy today, but we don't know what to be happy about. But I have found that if I step in the shoes of those that were with him, my story becomes a very different thing. My story becomes what he created it to be. So today, this did not finish there. It didn't finish here, and it will not finish here. Not now, not here. Jesus is still doing something. He's strong and mighty, and that cross that we celebrate today is not the end, but it's an accent. That cross was defeated in the garden, that he was pressed in Gethsemane. He was pressed, and he cried something like blood. His capillars burst. And today he is a man that knows the pressures that we live, and even more. And as he has been with history, he has been with each one of these people. He has been walking on. He walks on our shoes. He has been there. He knows. He knows rejection. He knows sorrow. He knows pressure. He knows limitations. He knows what is to take a beating for a bigger purpose. He knows what's to stay silent when someone can feel loved. He knows how to explain grace in a way that doesn't condemn. He knows. Today, we celebrate Good Friday. How good? Very good. How good? Jesus good. Because he only, and only he knows how good it felt when he was able to look at you and me in the scope of what he was living and say, you're worth it. Today from our family, Hope and Anchor, we want to say, today we celebrate the cross. We celebrate every fact of it. We celebrate history, and we celebrate how that cross has permeated into the life of so many. But we celebrate also how it permeates to our life and your life. Today we'll celebrate that Christ has died for us. May God bless you. We have so much more on Sunday. Please tune in and let the Lord be with you. Remember, he died for you, and today is Good Friday. God bless you.